And now it's time for Houston's hottest relationship advice talk show, Love in Black with Tory and Teri. This show is sponsored in part by Gracie's on Kirby in Houston, Texas, and the Carrabba's Family Restaurants. And now your hosts, Tory and Teri.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri.
We thank you for tuning into today's show, and we are excited to be here on Praise 92.1 and Majic 102.1 HD too.
Yes, we are happy to be here and to have you guys share this experience with us.
For those of you that are new to the show, my husband Tory and I are marriage and relationship counselors. I Forever Will Christian Marriage Counseling is our practice, and we can be reached via our website at iforeverwill.com.
And Love in Black with Tory and Teri is our media group, which is what you're listening to right now. So if you want to catch any of our past shows, be a guest, advertise, or even be a show sponsor, all you got to do is hit us up at loveandblack.com. Fill out the booking form and we will get back with you.
Amen, amen, amen. Hey, listen, for the past few episodes, we have been addressing communication in our relationships. This week, we are discussing effective communication in the sense of shifting your tone from judgment to curiosity.
You know, in doing that, you have to ask yourself, so what makes a great marriage? Right? Is it is it having things in common? Is it being able to communicate effectively? Is it having the same goals and objectives? Many things that are involved in order to have a well-balanced relationship.
Sure they are.
But let's get curious for a minute.
Yeah. Let's get curious.
That's what we're talking about tonight. Let's get curious for a minute.
You know, curiosity is something that we don't often put down as a positive characteristic, right? People see it as nosy. When it comes to relationships, after all, how's the old saying go? Curiosity killed the cat, which means that you shouldn't be sticking your nose in where it shouldn't be because it may hurt your feelings. You know, a lot of people say you go looking, you're gonna find, and things like that, right?
Yeah, but you know what? It's also associated with that statement, ignorance is bliss, and what you don't know will hurt you, or actually won't hurt you. In this case,
not all the time. Yeah.
But when it comes to relationship, you got to wonder: is this hampering your ability to connect and truly get to know each other?
That's true. That's really good, baby. Curiosity is a main part of communication between a couple, and without it, it can cause us to jump to conclusions. You don't want that, yo. You don't want your mind. Your mind is probably worse. Your imagination is worse than the truth a lot of times. To jump to conclusions, you end up judging the other person and making assumptions, and it just gets to be a runaway train. So basically, without curiosity, we're stopping ourselves from seeing the whole picture, and this causes unneeded hostility in our relationships. We got to do something about that and be better.
Yeah, and if you wonder what we mean, let's take a look and ask ourselves, what's the difference between the following two statements, baby? Why didn't you take the trash out versus what's the reason you didn't take the trash out? You know, the difference is it's very subtle, and a lot of times it's just a matter of tone. It could even be a facial expression, or perhaps, and most definitely, the intent of what you're trying to say.
Yeah. And I mean, it comes off as accusatory, right? The first statement comes from a place of judgment. I told you for 3 days to take out the trash. What have you been doing? Why couldn't it get done? What's wrong with you? You know, all these different, it just builds up all of this animosity and resentment when you're attacked at that.
Yeah, and the second statement comes from a place of curiosity, right? Is there a reason the trash isn't taken out? Is something going on? What can I do to help you with it? While both of these statements represent a form of critical feedback, the difference between the two of them are immense. Judgment destroys a relationship. However, curiosity builds them up. This is why relational communication is so important.
It really is. You know, judgment comes from cynics. They can cripple an opportunity to effectively communicate. We call them self-proclaimed judges that are always willing to put someone else down. It's really, it is. And it's blaming and all that. It's not
I always say, same energy. Whatever you trying to judge somebody on, when it come back on you, you better have that same energy when it's your turn. You know, some people often make judgments when they think they already know that all the information that they need to know, and they cut you off, or they just just don't value what you say. These cynics act as if they have all the information they think they need, and whatever your idea is, they don't hesitate to shoot it.
Well, see, and then that right there just really affects communication overall. I mean, nobody wants to have a conversation or exchange like that. This negates the opportunity for them to learn anything in the future. I mean, as well as chances to foster positive relationships. You can't have that if that's the kind of, exchange you have going on. It's not a home, I mean, that's not something that you want to have in your home. But in the general, and even in the general public as well, it's just not an effective way to communicate. People are going to shut down.
And on the other side of the coin, curiosity builds up relationships, like I was saying before. It allows your ideas to thrive. An example of it is turning your conversations from judgment to curiosity could be, tell me more about how you would like for me to help you take out the trash.
Yeah, and that's a lean in. That's a lean in effect. So when someone is curious, they want to see the other person's idea win. After all, why not? If the idea wins, the team wins. It's the teamwork that makes the dream work, right? That's the perspective.
Makes the dream work.
Yeah.
Yep. So instead of tearing down the ideas of the other person, shifting to a style of curiosity, again, allows you to build up your spouse or your significant other. And it also works especially well when either your partner or your primary love language is words of affirmation.
Bingo. Also remember, when you are being judgmental, you are not adding value to the communicative efforts of your relationship.
That right there.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we will address our letter of the day.
Ooh, don't go away. We'll be right back, you guys.
Hey, what's up, family? This is KG Smooth, and you're listening to Love and Black with Tory and Teri right here on Praise 92.1.
I'm so tired of your narcissistic personality.
I'm tired of you not validating my feelings.
What? What about when you cheated on me with my best friend?
Mother.
Whoa, does this sound like you? Need help in resolving the most simplest of issues? I Forever Will Marriage Counseling has helped many couples overcome these challenges and many others. Contact us today at iforeverwill.com or call us at 346-349-6441. And now, back to Houston's hottest relationship advice talk show, Love and Black with Tory and Teri. This episode of Love and Black with Tory and Teri is brought to you by Gracie's Restaurant on Kirby Drive and the Carrabba's family of restaurants. If you would like to be a guest, sponsor, or advertise, contact us at info@loveandblackwithtoryandterry.com.
Hey, and we're back. Hey, we're still discussing topics dealing with communications because this is the #1 relationship and marriage killer.
Absolutely. Most certainly is. It's at the top of our counselees list when we are asking about their relationship challenges and issues all the time.
All the time. Hey, look, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Those of you that are regulars on our show, you've been asking us, hey, how come you guys aren't doing the letter of the day anymore? So for those of you that aren't regulars, that are just hearing us on 92.1 or 102.1, we do what we call a letter of the day, in which we receive letters from our viewers. They ask us different questions, and in exchange, we answer their issues on air. So if you're interested in sending a letter to us to be read or answered on air, all you got to do is send us an email to info@loveandblackwithtoryandterry.com.
Yeah, we discussed it and we decided to include it. So yeah, I missed it as well, and I'm really glad it's back.
Yeah, I missed it too. We weren't going to add this to this particular show, but it's such a huge part of what we do.
It's a demand. Hey, you got to answer that demand.
It definitely
a lot
is.
of letters. We still have a lot of letters.
So we found a letter. Actually, it just came to us last week, and it was perfect for the show tonight. But I'm going to read it. Let me put my glass on so I can hear what I'm saying.
I hear better with mine, too.
Dear Tory and Teri, my fiance and my challenges are communicating. I feel like when I try to talk and express my feelings, he shuts me down and isn't understanding and says how I'm just comparing all the time. So I shut down and stop expressing. However, once I've built it all up, I become a mean and rude person. Now we are in the process of him wanting the ring back and having nothing to do with me. He never thinks he's at fault, and it's very frustrating. He just runs from problems and doesn't want to fix it or hear me out. All I hear is, it's always you, instead of, how can we work on this together? Or, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. Recently, we've been coming home and I would watch television and he would read or go on his phone. So pretty much we haven't given each other attention, and to me, that's upsetting. Our love language must be quality time. We also have been arguing about how he doesn't do anything to help out around the house. I do all the laundry, clean the whole house, clean up after him. This goes on every night and he acts like he can't tell I'm frustrated. I am honestly exhausted. I'm not his mom or cleaning lady. I am someone who is insecure. Take note of that, because I'm surprised
I'm taking note of all of
that
this.
she said that. But she says, I am someone who is insecure, and I have been working on that. I have had a past from being not wanted, and I can't have my future husband abandon me too. So definitely abandonment issues there. I honestly love and care about him, but he seems like he has given up on me. I want us to work on communication and understanding each other's perspectives and not attacking the other person's feelings. I'm not perfect, but I've seen counselors to better myself, and I know it takes two in a relationship. He's told me that I'm not trying. Please help before we cancel our wedding. I'm here for the thick and thin and want him to be on the same page. Sorry, I know this is long, but it's hard for me to express and say what I want to say in person. Wow. That's a lot to unpack. Not a lot, but it is definitely a lot to unpack.
Yeah, we'll dig in. When we return from break, we're going to break down the letter, y'all. So, yeah, we're going to have to offer her some tips. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'm so tired of your narcissistic personality.
I'm tired of you not validating my feelings.
What? What about when you cheated on me with my best friend?
Mother,
Whoa, does this sound like you? Need help in resolving the most simplest of issues? I Forever Will Marriage Counseling has helped many couples overcome these challenges and many others. Contact us today at iforeverwill.com or call us at 346-349-6441. This episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri is brought to you by Gracie's Restaurant on Kirby Drive and the Carrabba's family of restaurants. If you would like to be a guest, sponsor, or advertise, contact us at info@loveandblackwithtoriandterry.com. And now, back to Houston's hottest relationship advice talk show, Love in Black with Tory and Teri.
And welcome back. Hey guys, don't forget to follow us on all social media at Love and Black with Tory and Teri.
And also for marital relationship and individual counseling, go to iforeverwill.com. Woo!
You know what? Hey, we did it
Ooh,
last
honey.
week. I tell you what, how about we give away
baby.
some gifts? Let's give away a couple more Gracie's
Let's do
gift
that. Yeah,
certificate.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want the first 5 people again to go to iforeverwill.com, fill in the contact us form, and in the bottom type in I love and Black. And you guys will receive a Gracie's gift certificate.
Amen, amen.
All right.
Honey.
So you ready to break this down?
Ooh.
That's it. Like
Poor
I said,
baby.
it's a lot to unpack, you know. And you know, it's really hard to talk to someone that doesn't talk back, much less shuts you down in the process. You know, I mean, that's a lot of control somebody has.
There's a
over
lot
you
going on here.
That you're able to shut up and all because they're talking or don't want to talk. You know, so how do we communicate when we're being stonewalled or the other person just shuts down? So that I think that's something.
It's so passive aggressive. There's so much going on here.
Yeah.
So much.
I mean, first of all, I can't give her name away, but there's so many red flags here, and you guys aren't even married yet. What are you doing? You know, as a counselor, we can't tell people not to be with someone. Well, we can tell them not to be with someone, especially in a toxic
you
relationship.
can't. I'm just
But I mean, ethically, we can't go out and say,
But,
you know, hey.
but we can help you see. We can
Exactly.
certainly help you see.
And there's a lot to see here. You know,
They need help.
they really do. You know, I think that he believes that either she doesn't know what she's talking about or he doesn't validate anything, any of her feelings or anything that she has to say. It's like he really doesn't validate them. And on her end, I honestly believe that because of her abandonment issues in the past and all, I honestly believe that she's not trying to let him go for whatever reason. She probably sees all these red
She's
flags.
trying to be the end all be all, and that is up to God. That's not your job.
Exactly.
So I think that's what it is. She's resenting it though in the same space.
Exactly.
So
You
being
can't
his
resent it, you
mother
can't
and
do it
his
all.
woman and his cleaning lady and all that. I mean, that you're exhausted.
Well, hold on. Did you catch this? She said that she wasn't his mom or the cleaning lady.
Right, but
He
she's
never
doing
said
it.
that,
But she's doing it. Yeah.
Why?
Did he ask for it? I mean, that's what I'm saying. So be careful of offering all these things up front. And it's like, and he literally can turn around and say to you, I never asked you to be.
Exactly.
And that's what happens when women get caught up in being the end all and, just want to be it all for their man. And it's like, you're going to miss the mark at some point. And it's like, allow a man to be a man. I say that all the time.
She's already missed the mark. And I honestly believe that she needs counseling right off the bat. She needs individual counseling. One, to work on her self-esteem issues. She mentioned that she was insecure. Two, to work on her abandonment issues. I mean, she feels that she needs a man to validate her or even show her what she's worth. And that's what it seems like to me.
Well, but there's other things there. We know this. That's why
Yeah.
she definitely does need counseling. We definitely know this. Okay, so let's look at a couple of things here about how she becomes mean and rude, and that's because she suppresses.
Yeah.
She holds it in until it's like the balloon, right? The whole balloon effect. It's like,
Well, I
and
call it
just
balloon
blows up.
animosity.
The balloon,
where you
that's
just,
exactly right.
Where you don't release, you just
Yeah.
take all this
When
stuff
you think of this
in,
balloon that's getting
issues
bigger
aren't
and bigger
resolved,
and bigger.
and then one day, pow,
Pow,
balloon
exactly.
just pops.
So there's that, and then when she was talking about they haven't given each other attention. When and he comes home, he's on his phone, and she's doing everything around the house,
It's
right?
funny though, because she made it seem like they were always together, and then when they come home, she goes in one room and watches television, and he goes to read or he's on his phone.
Extremely toxic, and the fact that
Very.
they're not communicating makes it even worse
Yeah.
because it's swept under the rug or whatever the case may be. But doing all the laundry, I mean, I don't know. There's
Just
no
playing
boundaries
house.
here. Yeah, just totally playing house. I'm playing house. I mean, yeah, housewife. But you guys have got to have some definitives of who's doing what. It's a whole teamwork. I don't see teamwork here. But also, too, if your tone is coming off as his mom, I'm not your mother, and you're reminding him that, he knows you're not his mother. He knows clearly he doesn't want you to be his
knows
mother.
you're not the cleaner
That's
lady.
the thing, honey. He doesn't want you to be his mother. He needs you to be his woman. And that's a very dangerous place when you get into the spot and you start taking those positions as a mother, as an authoritative figure. It's out of alignment, and it can really be detrimental.
So let's talk about what to do when one or the other shuts down, right? First of all, be aware of your own frustrations when this shutdowns happen. You're very upset in this letter. It's obvious. She's very frustrated.
It's a breaking
so
point.
you need to be aware of what's going on with yourself first. So give way to your own frustrations, right? If you don't, it's only going to exacerbate the situation. Resist the temptation to want to make him talk. You guys, we tell all of our counselees, hey, if you guys get to a certain level where you're either starting to argue or you're starting to shut down, take a time out. You have to take a time out, right? And in doing that, realize that, okay, I already know my point of view. Let me see it from an empathetic point of view. Let me look at it from his or her point of view. Let me see what they're thinking, and then come back to the table.
And that's why we talk about tone. Your tone is everything. Your approach is everything of how you approach it with, hey, listen, what just happened here? We clearly know what just happened here. We are now even more divided than we were at the very beginning. So let's have a sit down, let's have a powwow, and let's hear each other out. And, be willing to hear one another out.
And, keep in mind, there's always a reason for a shutdown. I remember, and I'm not saying I was right, but when my wife and I would get into it, and I didn't, she wasn't listening, or I felt she wasn't listening, I would always say, I'm shutting down. I would let her know I was shutting down. That's not the way to do it, but that was my way of dealing with the situation at the time, because instead of me wanting to get angry or upset, I just said, you know what, I'm shutting down. I'm remove myself from the situation. Instead of me doing it the right way, hey, let's take a time out and let's come back and address this. But that's what people do though. They might not verbally say, hey, I'm shutting down, but they shut down.
Oh, yeah, because I would do the same thing. And I'd be like, I'm not doing this. And that's because you don't want it to escalate even more because you know what you're feeling inside. And it's like, oh, my gosh, those of you at home, it's like, if I say this, it's going to go there. And so you try to keep from doing that,
And what else you have to do, though, is, again, keep in mind, again, there's always a reason for the shutdown. Mm-hmm. So what did you say? What was your role in this? And you guys have heard us say this plenty of times before. Your response is your responsibility. So what was your role in this? Even though he may have started it or whatnot, what was your response? Because if you came off harsh or rude or mean, as you said you get, then that gives him a reason.
Well, it makes me think of when we were kids. Remember, we'd be told, be the bigger person. But somebody's going to have to. And you guys will take turns at doing that. So, try to move in your conversations from blame to understanding. Try to get understanding. If you're really coming, like I always say, honey, I don't argue over loving things. I'm really trying to come from a loving place and it's just a straight misunderstanding. Try to get as much understanding as you can. Your tone's going to help with that, as well as leaning in and asking questions, not to be sarcastic or manipulative, but really to seek understanding.
Yeah. And, when she was talking about her being or turning into this mean or rude person, I'm going to tell you, like I tell guys all the time when they say, oh, she made me so mad, or I just wanted to hit her, or I hit her, or whatever the case was. Neither one of those are right. But first of all, no one can make you do anything. Yes, you can get upset, you can get mad. What does Scripture say? Be angry, but sin not. So you can get angry, but your response again is your responsibility. And no one can make you hit them. No one can make you grab them, shake them, whatever. So you have to hold yourself accountable, right? Don't let others take your power, because that's what's happening. When you allow someone to get you that mad where you want to shoot, hit, steal, kill, whatever, that is allowing them to take your power.
Yeah.
You have to take your power back.
Yeah.
So.
You can't. The thing is let's remember what this is about, because this isn't about just being right. It's about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So you want to come together and try not to do the blaming. That's going to sabotage your relationship. There's an old saying, where there's blame, there's no learning. Where there's blame, open minds close. Inquiry tends to cease and the desire to understand diminishes. This is what I see here clearly.
Exactly.
That, it's like, get back to, was it really about the trash? I think at the end of the day, the trash was just the cherry on top. It wasn't really about the trash. It's, it was like, you don't take the trash out. I'm picking up your clothes. I'm washing your clothes. I'm sure,
Oh, in her letter, she did say that he runs away from problems. He never, responds to anything. So obviously she has all this animosity built up in her. And again, this is her letter of her exploding.
I feel for her because honestly, and I know, baby, it feels like we're ganging up on you, honey, but it's not. I'm just coming from like this mom type of woman, like modeling, you know what I'm saying? Like right here, sweetie, you want to do what's best for you. And you may love your man, I'm sure, but you're going to have to take a different approach. As far as the young man's concerned, they both really need some guidance here.
Oh, they definitely need
they're
counseling.
playing house and it's just, it's combustion. It's really flammable at this point.
He has some definite issues, and part of what I see here,
They haven't been groomed
not knowing
for
a lot
it.
of his backstory. I mean, I don't know how many relationships he's been in. I don't know if he's still suffering from maybe childhood traumas, but he definitely has an issue with not addressing
He
challenges.
sounds a
issues
little
within.
entitled.
Huh?
Just a wee
Oh,
bit. Just
yeah,
a little entitled.
little bit.
Yeah.
And we also identify in this letter that they're both in a toxic relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
They are.
They are.
And I mean, I noticed that from the lack of support.
Lack of
no
respect.
no
Absolutely,
respect.
honey. Absolutely.
You know,
Pounds on that,
toxic
pounds on that. Yeah.
Toxic communications or their lack of, and of course with him, the red flags. I'm sorry, not red flags. The unresolved issues. He's not resolving it.
Well, yeah, because he's not talking, he's shutting down.
Yeah.
So she's just, she's fussing.
Yeah.
And she's fussing.
So it's just like we say, Stay on topic. When you're arguing about something, stay on topic, whatever's germane to that subject. Don't be bringing up stuff from 75 and 83 and
They
stuff.
probably wasn't even born.
I'm just saying, don't be bringing up stuff there that you could have addressed then.
Right.
Address the issue at hand, and you guys will be all right. One of the last things that I wanted to talk about with her is her abandonment anxiety.
That was huge.
Yeah.
That stuck out.
Big time.
I mean, that was
Well,
neon
she said
sign
it.
for me.
Yeah, she said it though.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
but
it
you
really.
can see it because
Yeah.
who would subject themselves to this type of relationship?
Yeah, and I don't want her to. That's why I was saying she really does need individual. But I think that they both need. There's a lot of misunderstanding here because they're still together.
Yeah.
They're still together. So there's a misunderstanding. They both want to be together, and I'm sure they're. I'd love to hear
Well, he's
why.
controlling, and she doesn't know her why for being there. First of all.
Well, there's some codependency
Girl,
because
figure
of the
out
abandonment.
your why.
Exactly, but
Why
there's
are you
definitely
there,
some codependency.
and why do you want to remain there? And why do you want him to be your husband?
Why him, honey? Why him?
I don't see him exhibiting any fruits of the spirit. I don't see anything gentleman about him.
Let me just say this, and this goes for both of you. You may be in a relationship where these roles are switched, because it could easily be that way just the same. The main thing is that these are warning signs, okay? There's a problem, Houston. Hello? So what we want to do with this is you want to unpack it. You want to see somebody that can see clearly and, help you work through them. It's not a lost cause. You can definitely save it. You just need to get help with it.
But I'm still wondering, what does she want to say with this?
I think that
she never said
she needs
once,
to get understanding.
Well, she never says once how she is madly in love with him, how he does this, or this for her or for them. What's his vision? She never says any of that.
No, she doesn't. She's too stuck in her feelings.
The letter with we have communication.
She's
issues.
frustrated and she's scared. There's a lot of fear in this letter. She's scared. So, I really believe that they need to come together. I'd love to hear their love story. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
A lot of people get away from that, Saying.
So we definitely hope that we were able to offer her some tangible advice that she's going to be able to pick up and run with. Most importantly, and I didn't hear anything about prayer in their relationship.
I know.
Anything about
Definitely.
God. But two things I would suggest. Pray on the situation.
Absolutely.
And seek counseling.
Seek counseling and pray on it. Pray for peace in your home as well as understanding.
Exactly.
Get understanding.
Exactly. So we're going to wrap up right now, but
This was a good show. It was packed, though. There was a
yeah,
lot. I
it was-
hope that they
it was
took a
very
lot of
packed.
nuggets from this because there was some good stuff to take away.
So remember, guys, if you have a letter that you want read on air and answered answered in our way, send us an email to info@loveandblackwithToryandTeri.com, and we will see if we can get it on here.
Yeah,
All right.
we will. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We will see you next week right here on Praise and Magic.
This episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri is brought to you by Gracie's Restaurant on Kirby Drive and the Carrabba's family of restaurants. If you would like to be a guest, sponsor, or advertise, contact us at info@loveandblackwithToryandTeri.com.